Good day, Amherstburg. It's myself, Laura D'Alessandro.
And it's Ron Giofu from the Rivertown Times back here on the airways of CKBG 107.9 The Berg for the Rivertown Times Week in Review.
It's a little milder out there today.
A little bit, actually. When we went out to get the papers, unload them off the van, and I just wore my hoodie, didn't put my coat on, so I don't know how much of a habit I'm going to make of that, but until the even warmer weather hits, but yeah, it's not too bad out there.
I feel like we're turning a corner. With the daylight savings time ending on Sunday, maybe we got longer, warmer days ahead, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so.
Turning our attention to the paper, MPP Anthony Liardi will be returning to his job at Queen's Park as the PC representative for the riding of Essex County.
Yeah, he won fairly handily last Thursday night in the provincial election. He was re-elected to represent the riding of Essex. He had an unofficial total of 30,785 votes, which is about 55.46% of the vote. So, yeah, it was a relatively quick night. The polls closed at 9. We knew by about 9:30, quarter to 10, that he had won, and he came in and congratulated his supporters and thanked everyone, and all us media types got our photos or quotes, and we did the scrum with them. That's what it's called when all the reporters gather around somebody and do an interview, a big mass interview. So we did the scrum, and yeah, it was, like I say, a fairly quick night. Again, the PCs won their third straight majority in Ontario, so congratulations to them. And we'll see where things go from here. I found a rather quick election campaign, and Anthony kept his job, retained his title, so to speak. And yeah, it's off to another term as MPP. He was first elected in June 2022. Of course, he served in the past. He served 2 terms on Amherstburg Council, so he had prior political experience, and he's going to gain more at the provincial level thanks to his win last Thursday night.
I was in Buffalo at a hockey tournament, and you're the reason I knew that Anthony won. I saw your share on social media, and then I went to the RTT, and that's how I knew that he won. So thanks for breaking that news for me, Ron.
Yeah, no problem. Glad.
I think you broke the news too to Michael Prue when he was elected mayor. You were the call that let him know that he won.
Yeah, I think I called him up and let him know, try to find out when and where we were going to do the interview, and that's how we learned that he became the mayor. So
when your name comes up on my phone, I never think it's anything good, though.
Well, it's usually not.
It's usually not. Freelancer Fred Groves, he reached out to other candidates for comment and what the political future for them may hold. That story's on page 3.
Yeah, the NDP's Rachel Mills came in second place, so she had a respectable showing. First-time candidate, so she came in second. Tamara Stomp, the former deputy mayor of Kingsville, she ran for the Liberals. She had a third-place finish, and in fourth was the Green Party candidate, Stephen Higgins. So we had all the results in this week's RTT on my story on page 1 and Fred's story on page 3. So make sure you check it out. Again, I found it, maybe others did too, to find it a very quick election cycle. But not a lot of change around here. It's Anthony Liardi, again, wins in Essex. Andrew Dowie wins in Windsor-Tecumseh, Lisa Gretzky in Windsor West, and Trevor Jones in Chatham-Kent-Leamington. So a lot of familiar faces, at least in this area of the province, in heading back to Queen's Park.
As we reported on in the paper and here on the radio station, the City of Windsor has given the town of Amherstburg notice that they'll not be renewing the Windsor Police contract in 2028. Amherstburg is taking action and has begun talks with the municipalities in the region, possibly the opportunity of a regional police force.
I spoke with Warden Hilda McDonald last week, and she seems at least open to the possibility. She wouldn't mind the conversation, see where it goes. And she's the mayor of Leamington. They kind of went through their own policing process a few years ago, and they ended up sticking with the OPP in Leamington. And but she's open to at least talking about a regional force within Essex County. So we got a story on page 1 of this week's RTT. Yeah, she's wondering maybe if it'll even come up tonight at County Council. So we'll see if that happens, but expect at least a few discussions to happen at the county level. The warden of the county, which is the head of Essex County Council, that's Hilda McDonald, she is at least welcoming some conversation on the matter. So we'll see how far that goes.
I think did you talk to Crystal Malash too?
I did. That's one of the other options. Teaming up with the town of LaSalle, and so I talked to LaSalle Mayor Crystal Malash and find out her thoughts. Again, it's very, very early, and she indicated that, and she's looking to have a sit-down with our mayor, Michael Prue, find out exactly what the town's needs and wants are and what they envision a combined police force could look like. I know LaSalle is proud of its police force, but it sounds like she's at least willing to have a meeting or two and find out exactly what Amherstburg wants and see what the level of interest is in LaSalle after that. And so there is some movement starting to go forward with regional municipalities, both at the county level and specifically with the town of LaSalle. And we'll see what the future of Amherstburg policing looks like when it's all said and done. I expect something to come back in the fall, most likely, with possibly future direction for Amherstburg Town Council. So we'll see where it all goes. It's all in the infancy stages at this point. More talks to be had locally.
Yeah, a lot of work to be done there. An overnight fire happened in Kingsbridge on Saturday night, specifically on McClellan Drive. The approximate damage was listed at $500,000.
Yeah, thankfully nobody was hurt. The folks weren't home at the time. It's always unfortunate. I mean, nobody wants to see anyone lose their homes. It's one of those stories, frankly, I don't like reporting. It's just, it's kind of thing you got to do it. It is news, but by the same token, it's not good news. And but thankfully everyone's okay. Nobody was injured, and that's always the main thing. And the investigation is ongoing into that fire.
So we just would like to take a moment now to encourage everybody to check your smoke alarms, make sure that they're all in working order. And I was saying to Ron in the office, I remember when I was a kid, my dad would always change the batteries when we would change the clocks. So that's coming on Sunday. So take a minute Saturday or Sunday to check those smoke detectors, make sure maybe update your batteries because ultimately they do save lives.
Absolutely. Stay safe, have an escape plan, and just be careful and make sure your smoke alarms are in working order, your CO2 detectors are in working order, and just stay safe, everyone.
4 Amherstburg events finished in the top 100 festival and events in Ontario for 2025. Those 4 events were the Open Air Weekends, River Lights, the True Festival, and the Uncommon Festival.
Yeah, it was a big conference for the town of Amherstburg. It was at the Festivals and Events Ontario Conference. These awards were presented. Again, these are top 100 festivals. I think there was about, I want to say off the top of my head, about 9, I think, for Southwestern Ontario, and Amherstburg got 4 of them. So, it's a good showing for the town, and great news. Obviously, these festivals are enjoyed by a lot of people. Yeah, so again, Amherstburg did well at the recent FEO conference, and good job. Again, 4 festivals make the top 100.
That's very exciting. And we're heading into that season. I think that's, once Canada Day hits, it's the official kickoff and open air and all the things. I love Amherstburg in the summer.
Absolutely. When the weather warms up, so does the festival season. So, lots of things I'm sure on tap for 2025, and we'll be on top of that as well, both in the paper, and I know pretty soon we'll be starting work on the Amherstburg Tourist Guide that the Rivertown Times puts out, and we'll have more details on all future events in the Tourist Guide, so keep your eyes open for that.
That's right. Hope of St. Joseph's, they held their sold-out Pass the Dinner fundraiser at the Columbus Community Hall in support of their work with Father Donato in the DR Congo. And I know you had taken in. Luckily, they saved you a ticket, and you got to go out and have some pasta. Yeah,
it was a sold-out event. I believe they served about 192 meals. About 20 of them were takeaway orders, and the rest of them filled the Columbus Community Hall on Sunday evening. So it was a great turnout. I know organizers were very pleased. I talked to the president of the charity, Larry Allen. He was quite happy with how things turned out. As of press time and as of this broadcast, we do not have a final figure of how much money they raised, but they seem to do quite well at least in terms of attendance. And I'm sure that fundraising total will be in soon. And it all goes towards the Hope of St. Joseph shelters in the DR Congo. Father Donato, he was a former missionary priest at St. John the Baptist Church in Amherstburg. He was here for 3 years. That's how everyone at the church got to know him. And he returned home to his homeland of the Congo. And again, he's trying to protect these young people, these children, these youth. Some of the girls have been raped. Some of them they're subject to other forms of violence. And some of them have been homeless. And it's just not a good situation for many of the young people there. He also feeds some of the young ones they call the street kids. And as you can imagine, those are kids who live on the street that he goes around and helps feed and tries to keep healthy and just tries to make sure they stay safe and just continue to grow up, and as he tries to build a future for these young folks. So that's where all the money goes to. And again, these are the folks that used to do the big charity yard sale every summer out on Middle Side Road. They unfortunately can't do that anymore, but just because some of the organizers are getting a bit older and there's health reasons and that sort of thing. But they are doing fundraisers like the one Sunday night, and they're going to do another one out at Coachwood Golf and Country Club in the fall. That's their plan. They're going to have some smaller yard sales, so make sure you just keep on top of that. We'll do our best to keep everyone informed, and it's www.hopeislife.ca if you want to make a donation or if you want to sponsor a child. There's still a lot of good work being done, and some of that was this past Sunday night.
Okay, turning our attention to sports, the Admirals pulled off a Game 7 win in Wheatley. On Saturday night, they will face off now against the defending Schmaltz Cups champions, the Lakeshore Canadians. The puck will drop on that best-of-7 series in Lakeshore on Friday night. Action will return back here to Amherstburg on Saturday at 7 a.m. I hope not.
Yeah, that's an early start. That's Buffalo hockey tournament start.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm sure you'll get into that in a bit. But
exactly. 7 p.m. at the Libero on Saturday. Game 3 will go March 11th in Lakeshore at 7. Game 4 back here at the Libero on March 13th at 7:30. Game 5, if needed, will be March 14th in Lakeshore at 7. Game 6 will be March 16th at the Libero at 6. And Game 7, March 18th in Lakeshore at 7. So good luck, Admirals. I know it was a hard-fought series for them on the ice out there, and maybe we'll get past those Canadians this year.
Yeah, it was a hard-fought battle against the Sharks. The Admirals actually trailed 3-2 heading into last weekend, but picked up an overtime win at home on Saturday night. Ryan Clark with the power play goal in overtime to give the Admirals the win. And then the following night, Sunday night, they traveled back to Wheatley for Game 7. And I believe it was their third road win of the series. They won 7-4 on Wheatley on Sunday night. And they advanced, and as Laura said, the schedule starts for the semifinals against Lakeshore on Friday night in Lakeshore, Saturday night at the Libero Center, and we'll be on top of it.
It's so exciting. Happy to have continuing the hockey action out at the Libero Center. Speaking of hockey, I told last week that we were heading off to Buffalo for my son's U15 Select Hockey Tournament. We played in the Buffalo Outdoor Classic something or other.
The Buffalo River, I believe, was it?
It's Too Cold to Be Outside Classic.
Yeah.
It was a great time. The boys played 4 games. They won 2, lost 2. We played teams from Canada, the United States. Like I said, it was an outdoor tournament, and 2 of the games were both at 7 a.m. So it was some cold mornings, but boy, what an experience it was, and to get to play down there and see the boys, represent Amherstburg so well, and especially and the Rivertown Times, we sponsored the team, so to see them take the ice and play their little hearts out and great memories I know I'll never forget. It was pretty cool. And a side note too, on Saturday night we went to the Buffalo Sabres Montreal Canadiens game, and Ron, you'll love this being a Canadiens fan. Canadian fans outnumbered Sabres, I think 3-1. It was a sea of red inside there on Saturday night. And after the game, the Sabres invited the boys out to center ice, so they got to go down onto the ice level and have their picture taken down there at center ice. So what a cool experience. Congrats to all the players and all the coaching staff. Thank you for all your hard work, and to the parents too. God bless.
Yeah, great job by the U15s. And since it was mentioned I'm a Habs fan, they did win Saturday night 4-2, so go Habs go.
There you
and
go.
Go Stars go.
Skate Amherstburg held their gala this year. The theme was Leap into Spring. That was last Thursday, Ron, was it?
Yeah, that was kind of I don't know if I'd call it a mini gala, but it was kind of, they invited, it was put on with a Skate Amherstburg and their Diamond Divas synchro team.
Are you on that team?
I am not.
Do you know how to skate?
I'm very poor at it.
Like a baby giraffe.
Pretty much, yeah. Like Ice and I don't get along very well, and the older I get, the more clumsy and brittle I become. So I'll just stand along the side and take pictures. So and just watch all the talented young people. And they got the big Skate Amherstburg has their big ice show coming up on March the 30th from 2 to 4. And they have another competition they're hosting in April. So we got the details on page 15 of this week's Rivertown Times. Make sure you pick that up or check it out online at www.rivertowntimes.com.
Do you ever see in the World Juniors for hockey that they have a cameraman go out that's dressed all in white, and he kind of blends into the ice, but he's skating and taking pictures of all the players and things like that? I think we should do that for the Admirals. Get you a white suit, strap a camera to you, and send you on your way.
Yeah, they got to hold up the game quite a bit when I'm slipping and falling and hurting myself and getting the stretcher out there. So I don't know if the Admirals or any of their opponents would
It's a
approve of that.
liability waiting to happen.
Exactly. I think it's just better that I, stay off to the side, stay out of the way, and just take pictures.
Probably for the best.
I'm probably more useful that way, maybe.
Maybe. Turning our attention to the weekend, the Maple Syrup Festival will kick off this weekend at John R. Park. It's going to be on Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 4. It runs this weekend and next weekend. They do have an ad in the paper. If you're looking for more information on that, you can check them out at essexregionconservation.ca/maple. I had taken the kids a couple years ago. They had a separate location at Holiday Beach, and we had gone down. It's a fun time. They have little games set up and demonstrations. It's a fun thing to take in.
Yeah, Orca does a good job at their events, and this is no exception. So make sure you check it out either this weekend or the following weekend out at John R. Park Homestead.
Also, next week is going to be March Break. So Briarswood Youth Camp, they're offering a March Break camp. The cost is $40 per day. That's out at 64080 Texas Road. If you're interested in registering your child or getting some more information, check them out online at briarswood.com. Lots of fun things going on at Briarswood always. Is there anything else, Ron, that you wanted to highlight event-wise or things coming up?
We got a lot more in the paper this week. We got stuff about the temporary patio extensions. We've got stuff about an all-girls soccer league in the county starting up. I was out in Windsor at Price of Freedom play at Arts Collective Theatre and the Amherstburg Freedom Museum combined on. We have stuff on the Essex County Council and its remuneration report. We got a story about a subdivision coming up along Front Road North and a possible expansion of lots for that subdivision. So lots of stuff in the paper this week. I know in a couple weeks there's even more stuff happening in the community. I know Friday Night Live is returning on March 14th. So March 14th at the St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church from 7 to 9, and a number of performances scheduled, including CKBG's very own Terrence will be performing as part of Doc and the Rev with his wife Shirley, the Reverend Shirley Carlton of St. Andrews. They'll be teaming up as one of the performers. And so make sure you check that out. We got more details on our community events column. There's various different performers that night. So again, it's at St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, Friday night, March 14th from 7 to 9 p.m., Friday Night Live.
And next week, March 12th, will be our St. Patrick's Day issue. So if you are a community event, a restaurant, local, whatever, let me know if you're doing anything for St. Patrick's Day. We'd like to promote that in the paper for our St. Patrick's Day feature. And also if you're doing anything, your school's doing anything, your church is doing anything, let us know. Ron would love to go out and have chili or pasta with you.
I know, and speaking of events coming up, the Park House Museum on Saturday, March 15th. They're having a St. Patrick's themed event. Storyteller Olwen Coughlin will be there and doing some storytelling, and they're going to have some food, and they're going to have some live entertainment, and so check it out. That's Saturday, March 15th, 2:30 p.m. at the Park House Museum, 214 Dalhousie Street.
And this is our last call. If you would like to change your listing in the 2025 Amherstburg phone book, you need to get that to us by Friday. We're sending this to we're sending this to press, and we need to get those things updated and changed. So you could reach out to myself at sales@rivertowntimes.com. You can email Ron at mail@rivertowntimes or call the office 736-4175. We really want to make sure that this year's issue is up to date, and we can't do that without your help.
Yeah, absolutely. We're in the home stretch on it. We go to press very soon on it. So if you need a listing change, or if you know somebody that needs to be deleted from it, or somebody moved, that sort of thing, let us know. We absolutely want to put out the best product possible. All
right, Amherstburg, go Admirals go, and have a great day.
Have a great day. Have a great week. We'll be back on the airwaves of CKBG next Wednesday, 12 noon. The replay at 4:30 p.m. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.